My next guest just keeps getting these big fights over and over again. He's got another big one, taking on the former champ Rafael dos Anjos, UFC Fight Night, December 3rd. It's Bryan Bam Bam Barberena back here on the program. Bryan, how are you?
I'm doing great, James. Thanks again for having me on. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, some exciting news to come with it. So
For sure. And hey, it was great to meet you a couple months ago. I was there after your big win in the last fight, and again fighting a really big name here in RDA. Just how surprised were you to get this fight? Because obviously he's spent the last couple fights at 155.
yeah, I guess I had given some other names, and then I'd seen that he was looking to move up to welterweight, and I threw his name in the mix. But was really counting. I thought I would get one of the other names that I threw out there. But I'm very happy that I got the draw for him. I'm excited to welcome him back to welterweight. He's looking for exciting fights. I'm glad that I checked that box for him as an exciting fight. I think I always bring an exciting fight, and we'll bring him a challenge. So I'm really stoked about it to get another legend, added to the list. Let's go. So yeah, man, just pumped about it.
Yeah, no, we're very pumped about the fight as well. What do you think it means? Like I mentioned, last three fights for you have been Matt Brown, Robbie Lawler, RDA. Like that must feel awesome knowing the UFC keeps giving you these really fun matchups against pretty notable opponents.
Yeah, I'm thankful to the UFC, and I'm glad it's worked out. When the Matt Brown fight first fell out the first time, I was pretty bummed and hoped that we could get rematched, and thankfully it did. And then after that, to get Lawler and then now RDA, I think, things are kind of coming full circle for me. All these fights have been kind of like full circle moments. When I first started watching UFC, I followed Matt Brown a lot from the Ultimate Fighter show. We had fought on a card in Brazil together, and I lent him. He didn't have like a sauna suit, so I gave him like a sauna suit and sweet sweat or whatever. Lame kind of moment or whatever, but he's a guy that I always followed and liked the way he fought and always wanted to fight him. Robbie Lawler the same. We had met in International Fight Week a long time ago, before I think my very first pro fight, or maybe my first amateur fight. And then full circle, we're fighting International Fight Week, with the whole Japan Expo and everything. RDA, this is another one of those moments, man. He's a legend and everything, but also I was in Benson Henderson's corner when he fought RDA.
Interesting.
I believe it was a title defense.
Yeah.
And so it's ever since that moment, I always wanted to fight him, just because I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get my turn at him sometime, in the future. And, it being, I was fighting 55 at that time. So when he came up with 70 the first time, I was like, okay, now he's back in my weight class, because I had moved up, and, hopefully I'll get to fight him. Didn't work out, but look at it now, it's all worked out. It's lined up. So we're going to go in there. We're going to be able to scrap, and, I'm hopefully going to, I'm going to go in there to even the score, even the score for the team, get that win back for Benson, and, really have fun with it. He's a great game opponent, and it's going to be an exciting fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
And it looked like you got plenty of notice for this as well. When did you find out about the fight?
The day it announced, it was all over social media. It was the day I found out that I got the fight.
Oh, really?
I didn't
Okay.
even know I had it at the time. So I had people messaging me and, all over social media, and I didn't even know it was locked in yet. I didn't even know about it.
Really?
I had thrown the name, like I said, I had thrown the name in there, with the other handful of names or whatever. And there was a possibility, and they're like, we'll reach out or whatever, we'll see about it. And then it was just kind of I didn't hear from them for a bit, and I was like, okay, maybe they're working on something. And then got the news via social media, blowing up my phone. And I waited a little bit and to say anything, and I had text Sean or whatever, and he was like, yeah, you got it, you good to fight him or whatever. I was like, oh, hell yeah. So thankfully it was real, and it all worked out. And like I said, I'm just stoked to have this matchup. He's a game opponent, man. He comes in there, and I believe he can, people always say age or whatever, and they're old and, whatever at the end of the thing. Man, he's not. Robbie was not. Matt was not. These guys are still there. They can take out top of the division. And, you know, especially Lawler and RDA, their last fights are against guys who, you know, top 5, top 10 for sure, you know? So, definitely not counting him out. And I know he's going to come to try to take my head off and put me away. So I'm going to do the same.
By the way, has that ever happened where you texted Sean Shelby and you're like, and it was a fight that you didn't get? Has that ever happened before?
A fight I didn't get.
Like you saw it get posted and you're like, am I actually fighting this guy? And they're like, no, it's not.
No. So I'm kind of like iffy about it because, like, you know, I want to wait to a contract or whatever. I think there was a time where I said like a date or whatever, like I knew I was going to get the match when I said a date, ended up not being the date.
Oh, wow. Okay. So,
and so I was like, oh God, I feel like an idiot, like, or whatever. And luckily it still worked out or whatever the fight or what happened. But, so yeah, I'm really careful on it. And, you know, you never know. So when I hear from them, it's, you know, it's legit, then okay, I'm okay with it. Like it's really happening.
Training camp, who you mainly been working with? Usual guys, anything new, or same old training camp as far as the bodies in the gym and all that?
You know, still at Jim O, training with some a good group of guys there. You know, Jeff Jim O, the head coach, always putting together a fantastic camp. This time around, I got Scott Holtzman in camp as well.
Hot sauce. How's he doing? I know he's got a fight coming up, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, he's fighting Clay Guida. It's so he's, you know, he's in the gym, he's getting ready. We're fighting the same night, so it's an awesome, you know, just to have that energy in the room. A lot of guys are fired up about it. We have a lot of guys with upcoming fights, so a lot of momentum moving forward into the camp. I'm specifically working with one guy quite a bit. His name is Danny Thea. He's actually going to be looking like he's going to make his pro debut the week after my fight, so perfect timing. You know, help him get ready. He's helping me get ready. Kind of lines up perfectly. And he's giving me a great look for RDA and, you know, mixing it all up and really watching film to try to, you know, bring it all full circle and show me what I need to see. And, you know, him and Jeff putting together the game plan and everything. I couldn't ask for a better camp. I'm having a fantastic camp, feeling great, and ready to shine.
I know he wasn't there recently, but I know Anthony Smith was doing some training at Jim O just for like a little bit. Did you ever get to work with him back then? This was obviously before his last fight.
Yeah, I actually did not get to work with him when he was there. I can't remember what was going on, but I wasn't able to be there during that time. I had to take some time away from the gym. I can't remember. I know he was there, but yeah, I did not.
He might be back. Apparently, he's got a fight booked. He just posted something yesterday on Instagram.
Oh.
It's looking like maybe him and Jamal Hill, so maybe you'll see him. Who knows before the fight? We'll see.
Oh, wow. Yeah. If he comes back, I'm sure I'll see him. I've kind of been doing some closed camp kind of work, so you know, hopefully we'll cross paths or whatever. I'd love to get some training with him. He seems like he's a really good dude. Every time I've talked to him, he's been nothing but nice. And you know, if I can do anything to help him out, I will. So if he comes back, but yeah. So I mean, camp's going great, man.
Yeah, can't complain. And by the way, before people say it, obviously Anthony's a light heavyweight, you're welterweight. I know it's different, but still, you sometimes get guys in higher weight classes training together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's things that, you know, maybe, you know, little tips that he can give me. I mean, for sure he can give me. I can, you know, maybe little things that I can give him. And we always, you know, work together. You know, I don't always walk around at 170 pounds every day. So, you know, we train with multiple bodies. I train and mix around with people from, you know, 115 to, you know, heavyweight, super heavyweight at times, you know. So, and when you're in the gym, you're mixing around with all kind of body types and weights. So it's not a big deal.
How's this fight playing out on December 3rd? The one thing with the RDA, if you look at his career traditionally, really tough to finish, right? So I'm sure that changes the game plan just slightly.
You know, it doesn't change my game plan because I kind of go in there with one thing, and that's, you know, go in there and give it my all and try to always put somebody away. So whether, you know, I'm able to do it or not, well, you know, that's going to be seen, but that's the goal, is to go in there and try to get a finish and put them away in exciting fashion. You know, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to put the pressure on him. I'm going to be in his face. I'm going to be throwing some heavy shots, and I'm sure he'll be doing the same. And I also believe he's going to try to mix it up, and I'm ready for that. And, you know, hopefully shock him a little bit. And, you know, the goal is to get the finish. I'm still in the search for performance of the night. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. The last one I thought was performance worthy, but end up being also fight of the night worthy, because it was a great fight and a great scrap. But so I'm still looking for that performance of the night. So hopefully I can go out there and put on a great show, an exciting show for the fans, but also put on my best performance yet, and really get that performance bonus.
If all goes well and you keep continuing this Legends tour, so to speak, and keep racking up these wins, where does that put you, man? Because these are all good wins on the resume, especially with the way you've been performing.
Yeah, I don't know where it puts me. I don't know where it puts me as far as whatever rankings and all that. I don't really care. What I care about is winning fights, and I'm honored and really excited that I get to fight these exciting fights, and against obviously legends on top of it. It makes it even that much sweeter. But really, that's really what I care about, is fighting guys who are going to come and fight. We aren't going to just try to hold on or whatever, or squeeze out points. I really want to fight the guys who are going to come and try to take my head off, because I'm going to try to take theirs off. So it makes an exciting fight for me. It makes an exciting fight for the fans, and full of fun for everybody. So that's what I care about. And, all I got to do is just keep winning. If I can keep winning, everything else is going to line itself up to where it needs to be and where I'm supposed to be. So that's more money, whatever, if it's rankings, if it's title shot or contender spot or whatever, whatever it may be. But I'm just going to continue and improve, continue to focus on getting better and putting on exciting fights for fans, and enjoy the ride.
Do you sort of have a ballpark of how much longer you want to keep fighting? You keep winning. Again, it seems like you've got this second wave in your career with some of these victories here. Did you have sort of a ballpark of how much longer you want to keep doing this?
After the Brown fight or whatever was the last fight on my contract. And I said in an interview right after the fight, I would like to keep fighting and everything. And, if it didn't work out, then I would hang up, and I'm okay with it. I'm at a point definitely in my life. I've been blessed, man. I've been blessed to be here right now. That's for sure. God has blessed me, and it's given me a second chance, as you could say, to life. And honestly, I could hang them up. It'd be fine, and I'd be okay with it. Even if I had to go work a normal job, which hopefully I don't, but we're working on getting set up. But, working the farm, being with my family, that's the most important thing to me. So, I'm going to fight. If I can continue to win, honestly, if I can continue to win and put together a good streak and everything, and the UFC wants to sign me again for another contract after this contract's done, and as long as I'm feeling good, my body's healthy, and I'm continuing to win fights, then why not continue to go and fight another contract, and see about maybe at that point, who knows, maybe I'm right there, contender, maybe I'm right there at a title shot. We don't know. So we'll see what the future holds. I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm just enjoying the moments that I'm having right in front of me, and enjoying my time every day. So just excited to get in there and do it again.
This fight won't be next, but you fought both of them. I was curious if Colby and Leon Edwards had fought each other, who would you favor in that fight? Just curiously, because you fought both guys.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think they were both very different from when I fought them. Yeah. Leon was way different when I fought him, as far as what I expected. He was I was when I fought him, I thought he was going to kickbox more. He grappled a lot more, and he's improved his grappling a lot, and mixed in with his striking too. So he's very well rounded. And Colby on the other side is very well rounded as well. When I fought him, he was real wrestling heavy, didn't strike a ton, and now he strikes a ton and used his wrestling secondary, really. So interesting matchup. Honestly, I think I would go with Colby. Mm-hmm. I just think volume and just his pressure and everything would maybe drown out some of the striking or whatever, and his wrestling ability will negate some of the submission attempts and other things. So being scrambly, I don't know.
And by the sounds of it, do you think Leon will defeat Usman again, or do you think Usman will take it for the trilogy?
honestly, I think Usman will take it. I think he's going to make some adjustments. Obviously, I think he's going to be more focused, like on his game, I guess, in the moment and being present every second of the fight, especially after what had happened. I believe he had that in the bag until the moment. But the fight's never over till it's over, so you always got to be prepared. And one slip up, one mistake can cost you. So. Yeah, I think he'll do enough to get the finish, or not. I don't know about a finish, but to get the win in the second time.
And before we go, I should say, would you ever want to fight in a main event? Is that something that you've ever wanted to do in your career? I mean, obviously sometimes you get paid more for the extra 2 rounds, but is that something you've ever wanted to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be really cool to do a main event. Actually, after I was at the last fight or whatever, I think I said, I'd be down. Let's take the UFC to Colombia. Let's take them to Colombia. I'll headline the fight, the card there, and put me against whatever. I think I said Ponzinibbio at the time. He's another big Latin American star in the MMA world. So also a guy that I would like to fight at some point. If it lines up. He's a good striker, game guy, exciting fighter. So if it all worked out, that'd be cool. But whatever. I mean, any main event, yeah. If they want me, I'm good for 5 rounds. You want 5 rounds carnage, I'll give you that.
There we go. Bryan, thanks so much for doing this. Always appreciate the time. If there's anyone you want to thank before you get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I appreciate it. Just everybody can follow me at Bryan_Barberena. Honestly, haven't been on social media very much lately. But if you want to hang on and go along for the ride and see what posts come about, I appreciate you. And I always appreciate the support and the love and the comments, the nice comments, and even the bad ones. So it's all right. I'd like to thank my Jimmo, my coach, Jeff Jimmo, Danny Zia for being a stud in camp right now. Of course, all my training partners. Tom Lane is another stud. He's got a fight coming up. So shout out to Tom. Old freight train's going to wreck somebody. A lot of guys, coming up. Scott Holtzman, he's in the room too. Excited for him and, his fight. So just my team, the Jimmo team, always having my back. And then, Sweet James, my attorney, my guy, my good friend. He's always super supportive in camp, super has my back, watches out for me. Always involved, always being a part of it. I really appreciate his support always. And really my wife and my kids is Diana, Deegan, Cheltevia. I love them so much. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my wife. And, my kids help motivate me every day. I get to be with my kids every single day. That's been a big change in my camp now. No more traveling. Not just this camp, but the past couple camps. No more traveling. I get to see them every day. I get to be with them every day. So I think that's been a big part of it. And, a big part of my success. If I'm going to have them around me at all times, then I'm great. I'm going to be great. So thanks to them. Thanks to you, James, for having me on. Dude, you're always making time to have me on and, talk about the fights and the upcoming stuff. And I always appreciate it and helping me get, word out on the fight and everything. All right. Thank you so much.